welcome to Spudrick Health Show once again. First of all, I would like to start the episode with, unfortunately, with the news we all have received that the Queen II has unfortunately passed away. So I would like to give condolences to the family and friends and welcome the King Charles III, who is, wish him the best as well. Today we have brought a very special episode. We have got a special guest, which is Edith Bailey, and as you know, we have Vinod Kumar, who is running Spudrick County Matai system, which was dwindled during the World War. So I would like to thank all the viewers as well, and if you would like to take part in asking any questions, you can ask on the live number on your screen. So let's go ahead and join the special guest and Vinod Kumar. So hello to both of you, warm welcome to both of you.
Hello. Thank you.
So Edith Bailey, I would like to welcome you and thank you so much for taking a special, precious time out.
Thank you.
And hello to Vinodji as well.
Thank you, Savita, and very welcome to the Edith. So precious time given to our Kanshitv.
Of course.
So we are welcome.
Yeah.
And ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ Kanshitv ਦੇ ਬਿਹਾਫ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਟ੍ਰੈਜਡੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਤੋਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਤਮਾ ਨੂੰ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਰੱਖੇ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਕਤ ਦੇਵੇ. ਸੋ her soul should be rest in the peace.
Rest in peace, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Right, so today we have Edith Bailey, who is a qualified homeopath, and she's been practicing for many years now. So Edith, would you like to give our viewers a bit of introduction about yourself?
Yes, certainly. I started looking into homeopathy in 2003.
Okay.
I became quite ill when my mother died.
Right.
And my son was in Iraq, so I became depressed and then had a terrible cough.
Right.
And nothing seemed to help me conventionally. And so a friend of mine, a very close friend, gave me some homeopathic treatment.
Okay.
And within a short time,
Right.
I found the cough subsided. I've always been slightly prone to coughs. I'm susceptible to them.
Okay.
But homeopathy has a
That's brilliant. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's great, actually.
That's a wonderful
to
story
have an
you've shared,
experienced
which is personal.
homeopath.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the experienced homeopath when with us. So viewer can take a much more benefit of the homeopathy. Yeah, that's quite good.
That's brilliant.
And basically I've seen mostly the who become the homeopath, they have experienced personally first.
Yes.
I think it's Edith had the same experience as well personally. Yes.
Yes, I've heard that from many people. If they get used to, or if they've been introduced to homeopathy, they will go back to it. And since the pandemic, I've found a lot more people have actually looked at alternative methods and medicines. I've had far more interest shown.
Yeah, that's
yes,
really right.
It has made a big difference because I think people found they couldn't be helped.
Of course.
And it is usually the case that everything else doesn't work, then homeopathy.
They approach the homeopathy. And the homeopathy is the second largest system of the world.
Correct.
And it's a great system. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And,
So Edith, in your own words, how would you describe or explain homeopathy?
As a system, it works. Well, the basic of the system is the law of similars.
Okay.
So what causes disease and cures disease. This is very much denied by the whole of the medical profession.
I can understand.
And it is difficult to prove because everyone is an individual and everyone
in their own way. To describe.
And everyone experiences illness differently.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So if you have 10 people in front of you that have headaches, they will not all get the same remedy.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it may be oxypodin, or it will be on the side of the face, or it be over the eyes.
Yeah.
So everyone gets a different medicine. Conventional medicine treats you all the same.
Very well
You have a
explained.
headache, you get paracetamol or whatever else.
Yeah, that is
thank you.
true.
Very well explained,
Yeah.
actually. In a very
In short
in
words.
short
Yeah,
few
that's well
words. Yeah.
explained. So if I'm not wrong, homeopathy consists more of classical? Is that what you use?
Yes, I've been classically trained, so
Okay.
therefore I would use a single remedy
Mhm.
in the first consultation,
Okay.
and the consultation has to be very thorough. You have to find out the history of the person, the
Right.
level of health, their character,
Mhm.
changes in their recent life,
Yeah.
and you then have to apply your knowledge and
Okay.
to the medica
Yeah.
and give the most indicated remedy and the
Mhm.
most similar
Right.
to help.
Okay, brilliant. Itevan I would like to ask you.
Yeah.
So you know how your Spridgek system, the Kanshitv system,
Yeah.
how would you say that differs then?
Yeah, of course, Savita. Actually, we have told many times,
Yeah.
and it's a great pleasure to explain you here, because
Mhm.
one of the great homeopaths with us,
Of course,
and
yes.
she has a wonderful experience.
Of course, yeah.
And probably, actually, as you know, and Edith knows, maybe
Yeah.
I have started with my father is a homeopath,
Yeah.
and then my guru, the teacher, is a renowned homeopath, medical homeopath, and actually he is actually more into the plant system, plant-based system,
Yeah.
and luckily the Count Mattei of the Italy, actually the very supportive theory about the homeopathy, and he is the actually you can say is a very higher level and very deeply actually follow the Hahnemann
Yes.
actually, and he is very impressed with the dilution theory, and he is very much impressed with the Hahnemann's, because if you look at the Asian texts, I always say Hahnemann is the revolution in the medical history,
Yes.
and he actually put the Asian text into the medical profession,
Yes.
actually, and plant-based medicine. So Count Mattei actually followed the law of similar, and he impressed with the dilution theory.
Right.
And he have actually little bit different concept and belief, and he actually more the law of similar actually founded by the Paracelsus,
Yes.
basically.
Hippocrates was the
First one
was the first one to actually state
Yeah.
that what can cause a disease can be cured.
And I take an opportunity
First
here.
one.
The first medical system on earth, Ayurveda, herbalism,
Yeah.
and being in an Indian medical system, firmly believed in law of similar.
Wow.
And poison kills poison,
Yes.
you know, iron and cut iron. So
Like
these are the like cures like,
Perfect,
actually,
yeah.
basically.
Yes.
And actually it's reintroduced by Paracelsus in the Europe 500 years ago. And then unfortunately the Paracelsus actually bringing two law to the Europe from the ancient herbalism.
Yeah.
One is law of similar, and second is Spridgek, alchemy.
Okay.
And in his signature, in the last days of his life, actually, he belongs to the Switzerland, and all research done in Germany.
Yeah.
And actually, he died in a very early stage,
Right.
in a very early age. And after that, the theory actually disappeared.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I will take an opportunity here.
Yeah.
Father, the pharmacy actually in Europe, actually led by the Paracelsus,
Right.
and he can be called as a grandfather of the pharmacy and chemistry.
Okay.
Actually, he brought
Really interesting.
actually the chemistry,
Right.
pharmacy, analysis, and scientific research in the medical.
That's a very
Yeah.
good explanation.
And then after 200-300 years, actually Hahnemann appear, and nature's law, something he have to, if the nature wants
Yeah.
to bring
Yeah.
something on the earth, he send the souls.
Yeah.
And Hahnemann is the perfect example. He actually followed the Paracelsus. At the same time, he is a medical professional.
Yeah.
And in fact, he given the name allopathy to the medical science.
It's very interesting.
Western medicines known via conventional medicines without name.
Wow.
And Hahnemann actually who stepped forward
Yeah.
and should be regarded as a coined as a allopathy name.
Brilliant.
So it's a great personality.
Yeah.
But if you look at he actually used a lot of single remedies, and he is a daring personality
Yeah.
because he tasted actually the poisonous plants directly on himself.
Wow.
And create a wonderful system.
Yeah.
And the Count Matti, as you asked me, the Count Matti actually followed him.
Yeah.
But he was actually more into, and he bring actually the method of, actually homeopathic don't have a special method to manufacture the medicines.
Okay.
Okay, it's a simple and very easy way to manufacturing the mother tincture.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's another concept. But the Count Matti was very impressed with the theory of Paracelsus or Spaghetti, and he actually taken one principle from there, how to extract, unlock the energy of the plant into the spagyric way, and taken the law of similar from the and dilutions from the honeyman, and mixed together, and based on the totally 100% on the plant kingdom. Okay. And little bit different from the homeopathic point of view. He don't actually given a stress to the single remedy. He given a complex remedy. And that time, and if I don't actually, if I'm not wrong, Hahnemann in the later years actually felt the complex importance of the complex homeopathy in his book. I think the Organon is the Granth, holy book of the homeopaths.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, I think maybe the Edith know more about the homeopathy.
Yes,
Hahnemann.
one of the reasons I think Hahnemann found what works was he saw that mercury, for example, was used initially
that
for
time
healing syphilis. But they gave it in such large doses that initially it worked, and then it actually destroyed the immunity and the health of the patient.
And the side effects started.
They became so large and so dangerous that the patients died.
Yes.
So he started to reduce the doses and give it in a much
very that was the actually target of the Hahnemann.
That was
the side effects, because he's a pharmacist, and he was closely watching that time the side effect of the medicine. Arsenic is that time, and to be honest, that time the medical system was not on the very higher level, and very different techniques. If you have an infection, if you have something, so they will take out the blood out.
Yes, that's right.
They bleed them, and sometimes it's very dangerous.
The body rather than strengthen.
And all of a sudden the homeopathy actually changed the world. Okay, and the Hahnemann credit goes to Hahnemann, but actually, and the science actually always go to the next level by the time. So if you look at, if somebody has a they have to be vomit, intentionally they have to be vomit, because all the toxins go out. This is kind of the treatment actually. So you're right, actually this is the quite so side effect. So he actually given a world a wonderful system which should don't have any side effects. And if you look at in journal, especially in Asian country, the belief of this, if homeopathy don't work, it won't give you any side effect. So it means just try it.
You can't overdose. It's not addictive, it's easy to take, so it's got so many positive things about it.
Yes, of course. And I think if you look at the journey of the homeopaths like Edith, it's demonstrate the examples.
Of course.
If you look at the examples, and to be honest, recently the COVID changed the people's views. I will take the opportunity here ना जिदा ਆਪਾਂ अपने communities ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਦਾ Edith ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਈ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੋਮਪੈਥੀ ਘਰ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤੀ. So I'm just explaining in our own language about you, how your experience was, and started from the mother, and she become a homeopath, and great interest into that.
Wonderful experience to share. Here I would like to take the opportunity, Edith. What would you like to say about, what are like the benefits, would you say, about homeopathy then?
Well, one of the benefits which I think has been highlighted in the last few years is you don't have to spend billions on research. You can pick up Materia Medica. There is about 100,000 remedies in there,
Yeah.
which are already proven, researched and used. So immediately available. You don't have to wait for expensive vaccinations.
Yeah.
That's why called the homeopathy is very inexpensive treatment.
Yes.
People
And it's
actually,
anybody can afford it.
right.
And that was the another benefit of the homeopathy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because some people actually get confused thinking homeopathy is expensive. But if you think about it in logical terms, it's probably not.
Yes, I suppose people come to that conclusion because you have to pay a homeopath.
Yeah.
Consultations.
consultation.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
But if you think of how much money is spent on the NHS
Yeah.
It's totally.
and how
Surprised.
it's finding it hard to actually help everybody,
Yeah.
I would say that homeopathy is, if it were integrated into our health system, we could work together and have a far better result.
Wow, brilliant. Well explained. That's great.
Yeah, of course. This is look at this is experience, and thousands and thousands of people are actually benefited by this single dose.
Yes, they're really
And
good.
it can be, and in the if you look at the COVID pandemic, people's people's belief actually more increased
Yeah.
because they have seen the
Yes.
power of the plant, power of the natural medicines.
Yeah. Besides plants, you use also animals which are not killed for that purpose.
Yeah.
You use minerals, you use imponderables, so you have
No swords.
a large source to draw on.
Yeah.
And minerals, there is quite a few that Hahnemann actually put together.
Yeah.
And Heptasulf, for example, is a very good one. It's very good if you say you got a throat problem, or if you got big pustules on your face, you can use it. And I have used it on somebody in the office and said, you know, you could do with this. And he said, well, within 2 days it had gone.
Homeopathy is actually
Yes.
every substances they had made a medicines, and it's become so deeply, and sometimes persons goes into that, but on the other hand, if you look at the Count Matte's theory, he is actually more entirely based on the plants, and he actually said that back to the nature.
Okay.
Rather than going to further, and so he actually draw a line between the natures and the chemical. So that's why. Secondly, he was actually coming from the very old school of system, which called herbalism and spagyric. So that's why he based on the plant based remedy, which is the if you look at the energies of the plant lies in their in a very micronutrients based, and if you look at if I compare, if I'm not wrong, very similar to the enzymes. So that's first seen by the Paracelsus, and then is given to the Hahnemann who followed, and then the Count Matte. But actually, no science is complete. Okay. And
that is a very important statement.
Okay, so no science is complete, but the boundaries can be the very deep and very benefitable. Okay, the each science can be very good on some. Allopathy has a remarkable research on the diagnosis. Okay. And the root cause of the disease. But on the other hand, if you look at but there are more side effects occurring and producing the disease than the genuine original. So
that's a suppression.
Suppression is called in homeopathy. Suppression is called.
Okay. So Edith, would you say homeopathy is safe with conventional medicine?
Yes, it can be used alongside conventional medicine.
Right.
Yes, it can.
And
there are times, say, if you are on antibiotics, high doses, you may have to give homeopathy more often to be able to overcome the strength of antibiotics. Steroids is the same thing. You have to give it more often in small doses, or something that Hahnemann found in his fifth organon, in his fifth edition of the organon. He used the liquid remedies, so there would be very small amounts put into liquid and taken daily 3 times just to overcome it. And you give it also for diseases like Parkinson, things where you have to have strong allopathic medication. You give it in a liquid form.
Right. That's
to
brilliant.
help.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
And more the dilutions, more energies based theory, potencies. But in Spejeric is a little bit opposite. And they don't follow the unlimited beyond the limit, the dilutions. And they have limited to the 24x and 12x maybe. So not more than that. Because they think that the molecule of the substances of the plant should be remain there, which is actually Hahnemann's homeopathy gone beyond the limit, and they up to 10m. They gone 10m
to 50.
And to be honest, that's the beyond the limit. People cannot imagine. So
but you can't imagine it at 30 because the substance is gone.
It's gone.
There is no substance. It's vibrational
into the 30.
medicine, which will actually work on your lymph, like how to say this? It's like the chakras.
Chakras.
Oh, wow.
The chakras work.
Energetic level, vibration.
But
wonderful, yes.
You got wonderful knowledge.
It works in the same way.
Brilliant. That's absolutely amazing.
And these chakras are a very good example of that one, actually, to describe the higher potencies.
That's right.
And the energetic level. And Count Mate actually impact on the 7 chakras as well, which is the chakra therapy.
That's brilliant. So would you say that it is important to unblock the energies or the chakras?
Sure.
Well, yes, it is an energy medicine, so it works on your vital force.
Okay.
And it does actually stimulate your healing.
Right.
It stimulates the body to heal itself.
Okay.
And the idea with the stimulus is that the body is actually showing you by the symptoms what it needs.
Right.
So what the body requirement should be fulfilled by the same element.
Yes.
Okay, that's called the law of similar, and which is understood by very well with the Paracelsus and the Hahnemann and the later on the Count Mate. So all if you look at all are these founders are in going into the one-way natural world.
That's
it means there is something where the natural power hold to curing suffering soul. So that's something in the power in the nature.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
That's another difference between the allopathic medicine, which is more side effects, and some disease are, you can see miracle into the natural world. They are not treated it, they leave it as it is, but the persons who are suffering have gone to the second route, approach the natural world, and they have treated very well without side effects.
It's amazing.
So these are the all experiences when we have this type of. But sometimes it's very hard. As it very clearly said in a starting, it's very hard to prove to medical profession. Mindset.
They've got
I says mind if and everybody have that. Okay, everybody I have my own mindset. She has. So it's not a problem. But we have to give a regard to every science. It's not. It should not be that we have to take and criticize anyone. But sometimes it's little bit sad when the medical systems come forward. But on the other hand, if you look at 400 GPs in NHS
that are medically qualified
and doing homeopathy, if there is nothing, it means they won't use it. But they're actually that's it. So it's a. And we don't want to go into that.
No, not too much into it.
I have to defend my GP. Because when I told him that I'm a homeopath and I use homeopathic medicine, he said that's absolutely fine with me, and if I can help you with anything.
Wow, look at that.
If I can help you with some supplements or so on. And he gave me the name
of course.
Supplement. So they're not all totally against it.
Against
Yeah,
it. Yeah, they
that's
support it. They
interesting.
support, yeah.
I have
Very
to
well
say
said.
he's Asian.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Here, I would like to take an opportunity to get to know about your idea. What do you think about people when they say it's a placebo effect? What's your opinion on that?
Well, yes, that is always the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The first thing I comes to mind is
Mhm.
children and animals.
Okay.
It is used by farmers,
Right.
for example, for mastitis.
Okay.
When they use homeopathy,
Mhm.
the animals within 3 days
Yeah.
are better. If you
Right.
use antibiotics,
Yeah.
they cannot use the milk,
Mhm.
and the animal suffers for up to 2 weeks.
Yes.
Right.
So-
Okay.
That's the first thing. The
Yeah.
cow doesn't know it's a placebo, or it is.
That is a very good point.
A very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest, that's and if you look at the child,
Mhm.
don't have a capability to understand.
Yeah.
A child doesn't. No, you can't make a child think, oh, this is going to happen.
Yeah,
this is-
and
this
Edith will be the agree with me.
Yeah.
I have seen in a practice that breastfeeding
Yeah.
to the mother, medicines actually affecting on the baby's
Yes.
child.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's very
thank you.
interesting.
But there's also an excellent example, and that is in 2007,
Mhm.
the Cuban government
Yes.
gave homeopathy to 2.3 million people.
Right.
Yeah.
There was an outbreak of leptospirosis,
Okay.
and they couldn't produce enough vaccines.
Right.
They had an 84% reduction rate in infection.
Right.
84%.
Okay.
Look at that,
That's
this-
a lot.
And
So
this,
if that doesn't prove it, I don't know what
so
will.
what else?
Very
Simple,
good points.
simple. And I think want to add one thing is here, and as it's just mentioned, chakras.
Mhm.
If you look at the chakras, without any medicines,
Yeah.
if you can restore your energies,
Mhm.
how can it be placebo?
Yeah, correct. That's
Okay.
a good point.
That's,
So-
that's correct.
That-
That's absolutely.
Without
that's
any
a
medicine.
Really
Yeah.
good point.
Okay, so that's why the Count Mattei and all the experts actually given in a dilutions, which is actually working. And what is chakra? Is covering all the glands,
Yeah.
endocrine system.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is I generally
It's a
say
lens.
in general
Yeah.
of the body.
Yeah.
Okay, and if that cannot be go away or secrete or reduce hyper
Yeah.
psychologically,
Mm.
it means the body producing either low
Of course.
or hyper.
Yeah.
So how can it be restored?
Yeah.
By this first chakras or plant-based medicines. Homeopathy is a good example,
Yeah.
and the specific on the other hand. So there must be. So yeah, of course. And to be honest, the medical science also placed sometime the placebo theory.
Yeah.
They given without any medication substances to the person.
Of
Yeah.
course.
That's what they call evidence-based.
Evidence based.
Yeah.
So if it's true,
Yeah.
why not us?
Yeah. That's
And
right.
sometime I have a wonderful colleagues who have a medical background and they practice allopathy. So when we just healthy discussions with them, I says that sometime to them that, for example, if you thinks that we don't have a medicines to prove medically evidence based, why not you just until the 24x,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
in other way, and the cases which has been proved
Mhm.
has been taken by the, for example, eczema, for
Yeah.
example, skin problems,
Yeah.
dermatitis. They are struggle to treat,
Yeah.
and when on the other hand, when applied by some few herbs,
Yeah.
and to be honest, it's very popular in homeopathic sector
Mhm.
to treat.
That's
So
brilliant.
that's but yeah, sometimes we
amazing.
have to follow them.
I do want to throw in a line of caution.
Of course.
I had a patient who came to me and said she'd been taking some medication, herbal,
Okay.
to help her with her menopause,
Right.
and she overdosed so badly
Oh dear.
that she had heart problems.
Oh dear.
So if you do take herbal, be careful.
Yes.
Go to somebody who can advise you,
Yeah.
so you do not just take it and the more the merrier. That is not the case. That's not how it works. That's what we said before.
That's
we
what,
have to be careful in the dosage.
And that's why I want to say to the viewers what the edit actually says. And it's in our program we sometimes people through the social media. ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਸ-ਪਾਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਲੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਕਹਿਣੇ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਦਵਾਈ ਆਪਾਂ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਹਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਦੇ ਸਾਈਡ ਇਫੈਕਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਹਰਬਲ ਅਗੇਨ is not the natural medicines. It can be stimulate your body in a very powerful way. So and is poisonous crude form. And another theory comes here from the Hahnemann point of view, because crude form, okay, actually can be harmful. Okay, if you look at the belladonna, if you look at the aconitum, is a poisonous plant. Rust ox is a plant which is totally poisonous.
It's terribly.
So this is right actually, and if you take that one, it can be a side effect, and it's a wonderful point actually. In a menopause stage, some people actually tried that, and I always give example in our show, Edith, that who people are there who want to try diluted ribena or crude base or extract. So it's both are there. So homeopathy follow more into the diluted one.
That's correct.
So which is and the specific medicine is less diluted.
Right.
Okay. And the plus point of the specific, what I liked it, you don't have a pre-made potencies like in homeopathy. What we do actually in wonderful example, for example, we have a dilution 4, which we call dilution first, D4. Okay. And if we want to give to the somebody, we can give it to directly, or if we want a higher dose or higher dilution, we give 1 drop in a glass of water.
Yes, I do that too.
It's simple. And so can you explain on that one?
Well, when it comes to giving a remedy.
I'll just take a call. We've got a call. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yes. ਹਾਂਜੀ ਦੱਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ
ਹੈਲੋ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਅਵਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜਾਫਰਾ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਸਬਜ਼ਾ ਤੇ ਮਨੋਜ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਾਵੇਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੀ ਆ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸੁਣਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਪਛਾਣਦੇ ਆ
ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਬੜਾ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਹੋਮਿਓਪੈਥੀ ਬਾਰੇ
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਗੈਸਟ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਹੋਮਿਓਪੈਥੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਥੋੜੀ ਸਲੋਲੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਕਰਨ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਾਲ ਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ
ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਫੋਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਚਲੋ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ so much thank you right that's brilliant so we had a gentleman who rang and he's very well explained that homeopathy takes time, but you do see differences. But it takes time, which
not
is
always.
Not always.
Really?
Not
but do you think it can be faster sometimes?
She can tell experience.
That's brilliant.
We have experience of that.
Really?
My grandson had hay fever. And I gave him a remedy. It was actually a combination remedy because I wasn't quite sure which one would be best.
Yes.
Particularly with hay fever. There's quite a few. And from the morning to the afternoon, his eyes were swollen.
Okay.
He was sneezing. His eyes were streaming. It stopped.
This is the magic of the complex
within
medicine.
One day?
Yeah, within hours.
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 That's brilliant.
So it is definitely possible. There are diseases that you can't cure in an hour or two.
Yeah,
of course.
But say high fever.
Yes.
You can. If you
that's
get,
brilliant.
and that's why I use combination. I know I'm a classical homeopath, and I do believe that the single remedy is right. But if you have something like hay fever, which can be about 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 remedies, you combine them and
and that's why thank you to give this actual experience, and that's why I respect the persons like Edith who are not actually extremist homeopath, focus on classical homeopathy. And the personalities such as Edith come forward to support the complex homeopathy is plant with. That's the motto of the Count Mattei, because on the other hand, single remedy, on the perfect homeopathy he created, specific remedy, is a complex. And to be honest, this is one of example when she used it.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
And it is necessary. It's no good me trying 3, 4, 5 different remedies until I find the right one.
yes.
Really?
And when we give this experience, it's a possibility of the person to treating the disease actually expanded in a such a way that sometimes the single remedy struggle. And to be honestly, just earlier before starting the program, I was saying the young generation like us struggle sometime in a classical homeopathy, and we don't have my guru or my actually teacher, Dr. Satyapal, classical homeopathy, and we don't have that passion. Okay, and sometimes we don't have we can't wait. And on classical homeopathy, you have to wait, and you have to be very patient with the person.
Saying that, I've given a remedy to a child who had molluscum, which is a sort of skin
condition.
Okay.
And within a week, it subsided.
Wow.
So that was a single remedy.
That was single.
They were concerned that this child, when she goes to school, she's going to be teased about her face. But and you can't give a combination one in this case. You have to use a single
remedy. Both have their own qualities.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, both have their own qualities.
And there's nothing else out there that works.
Yes.
No allopathic remedy will work on molluscum. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Even the doctor will say to you, go away, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow, it's very interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah, कितनी अच्छी तरह थे एडिथ ने दसिया कि कई जड़ी बूटियां दवाइयां हैगी होम्योपैथ विच जो जल्दी थोड़े जिहा असर बेनिफिट दिखा सकदी है जरूरी नहीं कई अद बीमारियां हैगी जिहदे विच सानू जल्दी असर पता लग जाऊंगा कि कर रही है काम. So that's really interesting. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Right, Edith, if I'm not wrong, we had a call which kind of interrupted. You was going to explain.
Yeah, so diluted medicine, how she taken in the glass of water.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You can explain that.
Yes, I do use that as a because it stimulates the healing power throughout the day. So I would suggest you take one tablet, put it in a bottle of water.
Like that, in a glass.
You shake it and you make
give
sure that it is
vibration
really
energy.
good mixed.
Okay.
And you drink that throughout the day. Now, I use that method quite often, particularly with some people that say, I don't drink enough, and I think,
Okay.
That's a plus point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a plus point. That's a plus point.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing this experience.
That's okay.
So our viewer can be very well benefited. Yeah, that's I do. That's in a very short and few words. Edith explained very well.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I sometimes give it in a little bit of water over 2 hours.
Yeah.
So people don't want to take a bottle out. Or
And that's another plus point. Great.
Okay, brilliant.
You are. So that's the experience when we get from the Edith. We encourage this type of method.
Yeah.
So that's great. Yeah.
Brilliant, Edith.
So it's not always a very high potency in how to take it.
Okay.
It's a very simple. Put it in a glass of water and drink throughout the day.
Yeah, that's
And
brilliant.
this is and sometimes people don't drink enough water. Can we drink in that way?
Well.
And if you want a little bit in a small water, that's a stimulant.
Okay.
And it's I think it's I want to just want to know from you, is it when is a more water is more higher the energies, or in the less water more higher? What you found when you have experienced this?
My homeopath always gave it me just a little bit of water.
Yeah.
But Hahnemann suggested a higher dose, more water. So I'm not absolutely certain how these two. I'm not sure if a bigger bottle has a better effect.
Sorry, we'll just get one.
I guess it does.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, yes?
हेलो मैं अपने भाजी ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ
हाँ जी हाँ जी जरूर कर सकते सुन सकते थानू दसो
हाँ जी सत श्री अकाल भाजी
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ
हाँ जी मैंने सडनली मैं अबाउट 3-4 वीक्स ago ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਟੈਲੀ ਔਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ
ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਰੀ ਗੁੱਡ ਐਡਵਾਈਸ ਨਾਈਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਪਤਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਜੀ ਭਾਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਡਾਇਬੈਟਿਕ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਅਜੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ 52 ਸੀਗੀ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੀਗੀ
ਓਕੇ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੀ ਡਾਇਬੀਟਿਕ ਕਿਹਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਓਕੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਅਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਕੱਟ ਡਾਊਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਡਾਈਟ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਟਰਾਈ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਭਾਰ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਵੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਘਟਿਆ ਕਾਫੀ ਉਦਾਂ 600 ਕਿਲੋ ਮੈਂ ਘਟਿਆ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਤਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਨਾ ਪੈਨਿਕ ਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੈਨਿਕ ਮੈਂ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਪੈਨਿਕ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ
ਓਕੇ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਜਵਾਬ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
ਓਕੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸਰ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਟੈਲੀਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਪਲੀਜ਼
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਟੈਲੀਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੂੰਗੀ
ਓਕੇ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ Thank you, bye.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
Yes.
Right, Edith. So we've got a question, which is he's basically pre-diabetic. Whether homeopathy can help with that? It's been diagnosed from the doctors. They've said that he's pre-diabetic.
Yes.
So would you say? And the other thing he mentioned is he gets panic attacks quite often. So, in your own words, how would you say homeopathy can help with this?
First of all, obviously, you look at his diet. And to make sure that everything that he has is actually not furthering his pre-diabetic state.
Okay.
And then you would have to know a lot more about the person to say exactly which type of remedy would help him. The panic attacks, the one that she said earlier, aconite.
Yes, aconite. Yeah, aconite, yeah.
You would give that in a state of panic because it will...
And a glass of water.
Okay.
And it's controlled.
Yeah.
Wonderful aconite for medicines.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I would say aconite.
Yeah.
And you can repeat that within half an hour if it doesn't go, but I'm pretty certain.
Sure, it goes. And as experience, hundreds of patients come forward, one sip, two sip, and they control, relaxed.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's happened,
Okay, that's amazing.
I mean, on the pre-diabetic, I wouldn't like to give a remedy out loud because I don't know the person enough.
Of course.
Yeah.
You need to know the person, speak to them personally.
I do.
Here I think we can take an opportunity that sometime this type of organ-based medicine specific are more into that and complex.
Yes.
Complex. We have a one C group which is called C8, which is a group of. I have we more use German-made the complexes, which is by the German company, and it's made in that. And they have a mixture of some plants, and it's actually not the disease.
Okay.
It's restore the pancreas function.
Right.
And it's called chalidonium, by the way. Chalidonium. Yes.
It's brilliant.
Thank you very much. Supporting me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I've got a patient who had her gallbladder removed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was too late to do anything else.
And it's a wonderful remedy for gallstones.
Okay.
And it's helped that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was pain-free the weeks before she actually went in for the surgery.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
That was chalidonium.
Yeah. So this is the where we can help into the complex form as well. So a wonderful example of the panic attack. Okay. And these are, and that's why I generally do in somewhere I use the direct on the tongue, which on the saliva and goes into the bloodstream very quickly, and sometime I give into the dilutions in one drop or into the glass of water and do I. And to be honest, definitely the taking the aconitum, believe me, it's a wonderful shock remedy. It's a wonderful fear remedy. Who have suppressed feeling emotions, and that's why the aconite comes first.
You always ask, what is it actually that you're afraid of?
Yes.
What is it that causes you to have this panic attack?
Panic attacks.
Where does that fear come from?
from
It's
the mind.
amazing.
Yeah, it's from
Emotions.
the mind. Yes.
Mind.
Yeah.
And
Go to
the
the root
F1
cause.
aconite is the mind remedy.
Yeah, it
Brilliant.
is. It is a total mind remedy.
Yeah,
That's
It is.
brilliant.
that's great. Yeah, thank you very much for that,
Okay.
sharing this information.
No,
Yeah,
you said that earlier on. You mentioned aconite.
yeah.
Brilliant. So, Edith, because you've obviously practicing for quite a while now,
Yeah.
and you've used different type of medicines. If I asked you what was your favourite remedy, do you have a favourite remedy?
To be honest, no, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I use polycrests, and they have a wide application
Yeah.
and a deep.
Oh, sorry, just another
Yeah.
call. Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
Hiya. Yeah.
yeah. Do we have to take a homeopathy lifelong medicine?
What was that? Sorry.
Do we have to take homeopathy lifelong medicine?
Lifelong. Okay, thank you so much for your question, and I'll get this answered for you. Right, so Edith, we've got a lady who's asking whether you have to take homeopathy medicine lifelong.
No,
Lifetime.
no, you do not take it lifelong. You take it for a period of time,
Okay.
and if that remedy is not the right one, you soon know because it wouldn't work.
Yes.
So, remedies that sometimes with children, you may have to take it for quite a few months. And the general idea is that as long as your disease or illness has lasted,
Yeah.
say it's 2 years, you have to take it for 2 months.
Yeah.
That is a sort of very.
Okay.
And that's a plus
general
point of the
idea.
natural medicine compared to the conventional
Yeah,
medicine.
conventional
You have to be
side.
whole life.
Yes.
And now you have the opportunity.
Yeah.
And definitely there is no need to be carry on whole life.
Yeah.
And this natural medicine is not like that.
No,
That's
you don't.
Especially the homeopathy and spiritual is not that. So yeah, of course.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant. Edith, another question I personally
Sure.
have is, when using homeopathy, is there any certain things you have to avoid in diet?
Yes, some people are very sensitive, and
Okay.
I would say that coffee and stimulants
Yeah.
may interfere with the efficacy of homeopathy. So I would definitely say that marijuana, for example,
Yeah.
smoking,
Yeah.
coffee,
Yeah.
tea less so, but coffee particularly, can actually interfere and make
Okay.
it less
Oh,
useful.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That's
And it's a very light remedy.
Yeah.
That's why it's a very diluted remedy.
It
So-
is it goes to your vital
yeah,
force.
yeah, vital force. So that's why. But in the spiritual, there is no much precautions.
I was going to ask
And
you.
because they have a very different point of view, because they use more strong
I
dilutions.
see. That makes sense.
Yeah, complete. So that's why they can overcome with these strong smells.
That makes
Only the citric acid
sense. Yeah.
is the only one which in spiritual remedies are avoidable during the course. But yeah, of course, in the very highly dilutions,
Yeah.
these can be stimulate to the vital force. Yeah.
Yes.
That's really interesting. So, Edith, how many medicines would you say there is to choose from when you practice homeopathy?
Well, there is around 2,000.
Is
Oh,
there?
But
Okay.
when I say polycrests, they really have a wide application, deep action, and they cover so many symptoms
Okay.
that you can be almost certain that he will touch part of this disease.
Yeah.
When you said to me, do I have a favorite remedy?
Yeah.
I would say that arnica is one of the most widely used
Widely
remedies.
used one.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's well known as
That's for bumps and bruises,
Yeah.
and everybody has them.
And that's my confusion. 2,000 remedy to choose from. And to be honest, if you look at the doses of each remedy is
Yeah.
more than 5 to 6. So you are dealing with the 10,000 remedies in homeopathy. And sometimes it's a very confusing. So if so that's confusing.
brilliant.
Respiratory comes in, and sometimes after respiratory, 2-3 medicines come and stuck. And that's where we struggle in homeopath, most of the homeopath. And then I taken to the shortest route of Count Mattei surgery is only made by 115 plants
Okay.
and 60 remedies,
Oh.
and working in a 9 groups
Yeah.
on the organ based.
That's very interesting.
So for example, whatever the organ situation, hyper
Yeah.
is restore it to the neutral. Okay,
Right.
so higher
Yeah.
or lower. For example, thyroid hyper, same remedy from sucrofloria is a combinations in S group, number 3, and is when you given, so it's neutralized the hormones, and is basically you are choosing from the 60 remedies. So that's a shortcut. It's not like respected Edith has a huge knowledge on the classical homeopathy to choose from. So new generation like this.
And I first started studying, and we were sort of asked to diagnose and find a remedy. So many came out with different remedies, and I thought, how can that possibly work? How can we all have the same training, but we have different ideas?
Yeah, that's fine.
Brilliant.
And that's the difference between Honeyman's a single remedy and Count Matty's complex remedies.
That's brilliant. I think both of you have explained everything perfectly, and we're coming to the end of the program. I think we will definitely need a few more programs, Edith. You have so much knowledge.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Edith, to sharing our wonderful knowledge and supporting us.
You taught me things.
So I would definitely like to say all the viewers, thank you so much for your support, and thanks for watching Kanshitv, and we'll meet you in the next episode.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.